Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to TayNinhTV's podcast on TayNinhTV with some last events now province, Paris, nationwide. And here are our stories today. Ladies and gentlemen, in the past time, the Provincial People's Committee has strictly managed the payroll and the number of employees assigned by the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Central Organizing Committee. Every year, the Provincial People's Committee submits to the Provincial People's Council for approval the payroll of current civil servants, public employees receiving the salaries from the state budget in accordance with the regulations. And the management and the use of payroll must be consistent with the practical situation, the task requirements, and the implementation of the payroll streamlining policy. Every year, the Provincial People's Committee submits to the Provincial People's Council for approval the payroll for the core civil servants and public employees receiving their salaries from the state budgets in accordance with the regulations. The management and use payroll must be consistent with the practical situation, task requirements, and the implementation of the payroll streamlining policy. In the period of 2015 to 2024, the Provincial People's Committee has reviewed for 219 civil servant payrolls. The reduction rate reached for nearly 11% and reduced more than 2,700 public employees receiving salaries from the state budget. The reduction rate reached for 14.21%. And after the organizational arrangement, as of March 1st of 2005, the Provincial People's Committee temporarily assigned for 1,720 positions to the provincial departments, branches, and the People's Committee of District, Towns, and City in 2005, assigned more than 16,800 positions to public service units. Regarding the policy of streamlining the staff, the province has implemented it in a timely manner according to the provision of Decree No. 29 on June 3rd of 2023 of the government. In addition, implementing Decree No. 178 on December 31st of 2024 of the government on the regime and policies for the core civil servants, public employees, and armed forces in the implementation of the organizational arrangement of the political system. The Provincial People's Committee has implemented the regime and policies for 68 cases, including 59 civil servants, 6 public employees, and 3 labor contracts.
According to the Department of Industry and Trade of the province, in February 2025, the electricity supply situation in the area was safe, stable, and highly effective. Statistics show that the electricity company has supplied over 530 million kilowatts, fully meeting production and living needs. By the end of February 2025, the total electricity output reached over 1 billion kilowatts. In addition, the electricity saving program continued to be utterly implemented. In February 2025, the cell electricity output reached over 11.7 million kilowatts, bringing the total in the first 2 months of the year to over 23.6 million kilowatts. In addition, electricity exportivity to Cambodia remains stable, with over 7.6 million kilowatts in February 2025, bringing the total output in the first 2 months of the year to over 13.5 million kilowatts. Electricity regulation continues to be essential, contributing to meeting the needs of socio-economic development, while promoting solutions for efficient energy use and Spanish export cooperation. And on March 18, the Standing Committee for Eliminating Temporary and Dilapidated Houses in Hoa Tân Town held a groundbreaking ceremony to build 35 solidarity houses for the poor household without the land in the area in 2025. Attending the groundbreaking ceremony, there was Mr. Nguyễn Văn Vi, Vice Chairman of Vietnam Philippine Front Committee of Tây Ninh Province. Accordingly, at the pre-settlement area of Long Yên Hamlet, Long Thành Nam Commune, Hoa Tân Town, the Steering Committee for Eliminating Temporary and Dilapidated Houses in Hoa Tân Town started to build 35 solidarity houses for the poor and near poor households without land. The total construction cost is nearly 3.2 billion Vietnam dong. Hoa Tân Town set a goal of completing the construction of 35 solidarity houses for the poor households before April 30th of 2025, on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the liberation of the South, the national reunification, and welcoming the party conferences at all levels. On March 18, the Military Service Council of Yuan District held a conference to summarize the World Cup selecting, calling citizens to join the army and performing their duty to join the People Public Security in 2025. Attending the Royal Lieutenant Colonel Nguyễn Văn Hiệp, Deputy Chief of Staff, Provincial Military Command, Miss Lê Thị Ngọc Yến, Chairwoman of the Bronzo Farmer Association. In 2024, the entire district consisted 201 citizens reaching 100% of the target at two levels. The work of military area policy has always been of interest to local party committee and authority, ensuring that young people can confidently perform their duty to the fatherland. With a budget of more than 1 billion Vietnam dong, the District People Committee has encouraged each party member to join the army with a saving pool worth 20 million Vietnam dong, a total amount of 80 million Vietnam dong. On this occasion, many collectors and individuals with outstanding achievements in the World Cup selecting and calling citizens to join the army in 2025 were awarded.
And ladies and gentlemen, in order to diversify tourism products, currently the localities in Tay Ninh province are promoting the implementation of the Rural Tourism Development Program in the construction of new style rural areas in the period of 2023 to 2025, and aiming to promote and develop the rural tourism associated with promoting the potential and advantages of agriculture, the rural villages, the culture and ecological environment of localities. As a province with the strengths in agriculture and tourism, Tay Ninh is currently forming tourism models associated with agriculture, including the organic mulberry growing model associated with the tourism of Mr. Nguyễn Thanh Vũ in Tân Lợi Hamlet, Tân Hưng Commune of Tân Châu District. At first, there were difficulties, but then, when it was formed, I found it very good, suitable for the conditions of Tay Ninh province. The province from tourism are very large part of organic farming because if we sell products, customer may not know, but if the tourists come, we will have income and customer will come to buy products in the garden. And at the same time, our products will increase in reputation and the customers in many places will know. In the province, there are many typical agricultural products such as custard apple, durians, green skin, red fruit, and products from traditional crops such as rice paper, shrimp salt, chili sauce, incense, etc., of which 130 products have been certified as OCB products, and it is the potential for localities to exploit and develop tourism. With the current tourism development needs of Tay Ninh, Vạn Linh Hương has opened more tourist attractions for the tourists to come and take pictures and share memories when coming to Tay Ninh. At the same time, when the tourists come to Vạn Linh Hương, they can experience and see the incense production process in the traditional incense production village of Tay Ninh, and from which the tourists can feel secure using incense as well as products of Tay Ninh province. Currently, agricultural tourism in Tay Ninh is a promising direction. The combination of the environmental protection, the rural development associated with the tourism has created the new experiences for tourists also. And to exploit the potential and strengths in agriculture associated with tourism development, the Provincial Department of Agriculture is currently effectively implementing the plan to support certification of good agricultural practices for the fruit-free farmers, develop agricultural products, local specialties according to the One Commune, One Product program to serve the shopping and camp needs of the tourists. At the same time, provide favorable conditions for agricultural tourism models to develop. Currently, the legal documents have been opened and allow the people to open the farm stay in their fields and families also. They only need to register with the commune level authorities and have the certain standards. Then we will be able to open the farm stays and welcome the tourists. We also support the people from the use of Brandon VietGap Global Gap certificates or creating favorable conditions for agricultural extension work so that we can create the safe and valuable products right in their fields. If the people need support with the legal procedures, we also ready to advise. It can be affirmed that with the support from the government, the authorities, the business and the community, Tay Ninh can fully exploit the potential of agricultural tourism, contributing to the socio-economic development of the province. This model not only helps economic growth, but also helps preserve the culture, improve the people's life, and create a Tay Ninh with interesting and different tourist destinations. And according to the State Office of the province, the import-export turnover in February in the province recorded many fluctuations, slightly decreasing compared to the previous month, but still maintained a positive cumulative growth rate, of which the export turnover is estimated at over $507 million, equivalent to 90% compared to the previous month. Accumulated from the beginning of the year, the total export turnover reached for over $1 billion, reaching for 92.9% compared to the same period in 2024. On the contrary, import turnover in February of 2025 is estimated at over $489 million, reaching for 88% compared to the previous month. Although export and import turnover in the month increased compared to the previous month, the cumulative growth trend in the year still brings positive signals for international trade activities.
Implementing the National Target Program on New Rural Development for the period of 2021-2025. In the same time, the province has continued to focus on improving the quality of control life of rural people, preserving and promoting traditional control values in a sustainable manner associated with rural tourism development. Control sport and entertainment activity are regularly organized in locality to improve spiritual life, helping people accept and ensure traditional and modern cultural values. At the same time, promote propaganda and mobilize people to practice and civilized lifestyles in wedding, funeral, and community activity associated with the consideration of cultural titles such as cultural family, cultural hamlet, neighborhood, commune meeting rural cultural standard, while meeting urban civilized standard. Currently, the province has 407 cultural institutions operating regularly, meeting the cultural needs of the people, contributing to creating a suitable foundation for rural cultural development.
The 42nd National Television Festival held in Quy Nhơn City from March the 19th to the 22nd of 2025. It is an event that brings together the best work of the Vietnamese television industry, and currently the judging process is taking place vigorously to select the most outstanding works. Currently, the judging process is taking place vigorously to select the most outstanding works. With 734 works from 100 units, the 42nd National Television Festival continues to affirm its position as the prestigious playground for the national television industry. Among the 11 categories of competition, the categories of short reports, and documentaries attract the large number of entries. Many works have been carefully invested in, not only reflecting important socio-economic issues of the country, but also bringing the breadth of life and profound perspectives in the locality, which are highly appreciated by the jury. Journalist Lê Kiều Nga said that the jury of the short reporters category, the return of short reports in recent years has created very good conditions for local television reporters to have rich topics, closely following the breadth of life and following the mainstream hot topics, social issues that the people are interested in. Specifically, especially local stations have exploited their strength with practical topics in their locality with the vivid slice of life. The quality of the work is very even and diverse in content and images also. I think there is a bright spot, which is the greater participation of media program production units, which are private companies outside the central and local television system. I consider this a positive direction, a very positive trend. This year, there are not many negative reports, but more about reflecting new ways of doing things, good ways of doing things in the socio-economic development, and examples of overcoming difficulties, examples of positive members guiding the people and building a new life. It is very encouraging. After appearing for the first time at the 41st National Television Festival, the video category on digital platforms continued to participate in this year's festival. With 66 entries, the number has increased significantly compared to the previous festival, and showing the positive progress of the television industry in the current contest. The television industry is currently facing both challenges and opportunities, and maintaining the organization of the National Television Festival is important. Creating a space for television workers to meet, exchange, and advertise, and at the same time promote cooperation and update the new trends. In particular, the AI workshops held within the framework of the festival promise to bring the positive changes to the Vietnamese television industry. At a meeting with the leaders of the U.S. Asian Business Council and nearly 60 large U.S. enterprises visiting and working in Vietnam, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính affirmed that Vietnam always considered the U.S. a leading and important partner of strategic significance, especially in terms of economic trade and investment. Considering that Vietnam-U.S. bilateral relationship has made remarkable progress in recent times, but U.S. investment in Vietnam still has a lot of room, and the Prime Minister hopes that U.S. investors will continue to increase the new investments and expand investment in Vietnam, especially in important areas such as energy, high technology, semiconductors, AI, aviation, aerospace, climate change response, etc. And recently, at the government headquarters, the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính had a meeting with Mr. Sachem Boyce Bowman, the chair director of the Trump Organization project in Vietnam. This is a complex project of urban areas, ecotourism, sports, and high-class golf courses in Hưng Yên province, providing services according to the highest standards of Trump Organization with a total investment of about $1.5 billion US. And the Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính said that Vietnamese agencies will consider comprehensively to promote the project as soon as possible in accordance with the relevant legal regulations, ensuring the interests of the related parties. The Prime Minister suggests that the Trump Organization continue to expand its investment and business activities to other fields and localities, and at some time strengthen cooperation with the Vietnamese enterprises. And for his part, Mr. Sachem Boyce Bowman said that the group is working closely with the Vietnamese agencies with a desire to accelerate the project as quickly as possible, striving to complete the projects in March of 2027 to serve the APEC 2027 occasion and becoming a leading golf course in Vietnam, a globally famous golf destination.
And ladies and gentlemen, with its position as the gateway and an important connecting bridge in the international trade and cooperation, Lào Cai province of Vietnam and Yunnan province of China are promoting the development of cross-border e-commerce, creating the new development space for the business community and the people on both sides.
To the talks and trade promotion, Lào Cai and Yunnan have reached the consensus on enhancing cooperation in developing e-commerce, perfecting infrastructure for custom clearance on cross-border trade goods. Chinese enterprises also expressed their desire to invest in Lào Cai in this potential field. I expect and wish to invest in e-commerce in Lào Cai, and the issues we are most concerned about the infrastructure, the power source, and the quality of human resources to meet the investment needs of enterprises. Chinese enterprises are very interested in e-commerce and logistics. E-commerce almost do not grow through Lào Cai border gates because of some policies. Our enterprise really hope that the government, especially the custom agencies, will have the clear policy to remove the limits for enterprises and attract investors and bring more large enterprises into Lào Cai. TMDs and obstacles are being resolved, and when recently the Ministry of Finance has also drafted a decree on custom procedures for imports and export goods through the e-commerce transactions. This will create a clear legal corridor, opening up a new path for import and export activities.
And that's all for today, TTV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.